Okay, so we've arrived to the topic that everyone wants to hear, which is website platforms. This is everybody's number one question. Everybody asks me what tool should I use, what website platform, and everything like that. I've been a graphic designer for a long time, so I've looked at every single tool out there. I've tried everything, so you don't have to. I will give you my recommendation and my opinion of each one. Please note that my opinion is my own. It might not be what you think. And definitely I would suggest looking into all of it so that way you form your own opinion. But based on my experience, like I said, I've tried all of them and I've tried all of it. And really, this is my opinion. Okay, let's start with one of the most popular tools out there, which is Wix. Wix is actually one of the ones that I started with when I started into web design because it's really user friendly. The platform is easy to customize and it has a lot of integrated tools, most of them native, which pretty much means that they are already integrated into the platform. Like you don't have to pay much outside of their price. I like Wix because it was really easy to start, like somebody that doesn't know much. I just started customizing everything. I remember this was like 4 or 5 years ago, so definitely the platform has changed a lot. And I've actually came back to the platform and started to look at it. Now that they have the Editor X version, which is more for web designers such as myself, which lets you customize a little bit more. At the time of using just Wix, one of the things that I did like I said, was how easy and user friendly it all was, how integrated all of it is, and pretty much it's pretty straightforward. If you don't know too much about web design, they already have templates, they already have like sections that you can add in, and you can get also a mobile app, which you can see the messages that people send you. You can do a lot of stuff in there. It has like all of it. You can also like edit blogs through the app, if you're on the go. You can also add like e-commerce in the future. You can add memberships. You can like stack all of it on it. But me as a web designer, it wasn't suited for me at the time because it seemed like really constricted, where I couldn't do too many changes to the website design. And I had a lot of clients that wanted something out there. They wanted something more than just a template, because you don't want to like have the same thing somebody else has, or like let's say that you want a specific part here, then it is not as easy. It does have coding. I think it's Velo, the one that you can use. Actually a partner with them, with Wix. Not sponsored right now, but pretty much I'm a partner as well. But at the moment, that was something that was holding me back. I had to learn too much things. I was pretty much a newbie. But now they actually started Editor X, which is a different version of Wix. It's more for a web designer, and it allows you to start everything from scratch, because that was something that I was dealing with, where like, let's say that I would sketch out and plan everything for my customer. I couldn't do it 100% as my design. So I wanted it to be as exact as possible, and I wasn't able to do it with them. So yeah, but if you are starting out pretty much and you don't know much about web design, then you can definitely go and see all our templates in Wix and Editor X and start customizing it, playing around if you have time, just trying everything that you can, so you can edit all the words and everything. Like I said, you can start small. Really, I would always suggest for everything to start small and then start adding more stuff, adding more pages, just playing around with it. But if you are DIYing it yourself for your website, then it's a really, really good choice. Okay, and for e-commerce, if you have an e-commerce, I would suggest Shopify, looking into it, because it has an integrated tools where everything is pretty much integrated. You have the website design, you have all these social media tools, you can even have a POS, which is really cool. You can have your own checkout system, where you can have it in your physical store, and then all your payments from your physical store connect with your actual online store, so you can have everything in one single dashboard, which is really cool in my opinion. I have played a lot with Shopify. I've looked a lot into it. I actually got certified in management and also website design building. So I kind of looked a lot into it because it is the number one app for e-commerces, and that's why I wanted to look into it, because it has like a lot of capability for e-commerces. So you can start like really small and then just bulk up in size and just have more products, still stay in the same app, pretty much still stay in the same builder. And even if you're growing and everything like that, the only thing that I'm not too convinced about with Shopify is the website design itself. If you're really looking for customization, they also do have customization, but it is not as easy to customize the template itself. There are other ways to actually do it, or if you can hire like a Shopify expert and they'll do it for you with Liquid, which is their language for coding. But pretty much it's not as easy to customize things, and I would say that's the one downfall that I kind of don't like about the app. So just the website customization itself, but everything else is great. If you're starting out, you really not like the website design itself is not that important to you, or you want to like buy a template already and just get it over with, then you can start with Shopify. You can sell, like I said, online, in person, at your store. You can have your little card reader, which is really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much my opinion with Shopify. Okay, we're gonna start talking about my favorite tool for website building, which is Webflow. Webflow, if you don't know about it, it's pretty new. It's kind of the new kid in town, but pretty much you can have anything built on it, and it's one of the fastest hosting platforms, where web designers can build this website for you, really custom, everything looking great, like great interactions. If you haven't seen it, go to Webflow right now. Look at all the websites that people make. They are incredible. They're the best of the best for custom websites. If you go in there, you're going to see all the interactions and everything you can do, like everything moving. Like it's definitely the next generation of web design. If you are DIYing this yourself, I would not recommend it for you unless you are actually hiring a web designer, just because you kind of need to know more about HTML and CSS. You kind of at least have to know the structure of it, and you have to know a little bit about web design so that you can do that. But if you are hiring a designer, I would definitely recommend it. You can go into webflow.com and look at the showcase, or I think it's now rebranded as Made in Webflow. So you can go into the pages Made in Webflow and you can see all the Webflow websites. They are great. And pretty much my favorite feature of Webflow is that me as a designer, I can go ahead and recreate exactly what I planned for you, and I can recreate it, make it live, and then it's gonna be where you can edit it as if it were a Google Doc, which is my favorite part, because you can go in and just kind of edit it on your own, so that way you don't have to hire me. Like every single time you need a small change on your website, you can go ahead. At least for my clients, I train them on how to do this, so that way they can go in and kind of change. Let's say they want to change their picture, they want to change their text, they can do it on their own. So pretty much it's pretty cool. You should go ahead and see it, webflow.com. But like I said, I would not recommend it if you are DIYing this yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my opinion on some other ones. I pretty much tried everything under the sun, all the website applications out there, templates, builders, anything that's free, anything that's paid. I've pretty much tried it at least once. So like I said, like the ones that I mentioned before are like my suggestions, and they're like the higher top 3 that I think are great, even if depending on what you're looking for. Like I said, Wix is for anyone DIYing it. You can also hire, like let's say for Wix, you want to still stay in the platform for Wix, but you want a web design for you, then you can do Editor X, where you can still use it as Wix, as the platform itself, but have a designer build it for you. As far as Shopify, it's pretty much for any level. You can be starting or you can be more advanced. It just depends. And Webflow will be more for an advanced, somebody who's more of a web designer, not somebody trying to DIY it. But now let's go into the ones that I did not mention before. Pretty much Squarespace is a really, really, really famous one. I hear it in every single YouTube intro. Squarespace sponsors everybody in the creative field because they have amazing templates. And they actually do. I do, whenever I go into them, especially the creative ones, I really like them. Like the photographer ones are really good. I don't know if you've seen them. but they're pretty good. So you could look into it. At least for me, I did not like it. I did not choose it. I didn't go with it because I've already been a graphic designer for a little bit, for a long time, and I've been a web designer also. So I didn't like how you could customize the website itself. So it was pretty, I would say, very limited on what I could do, at least when I used it. This was a couple of years ago. Maybe it changed a little bit, but as far as I know, it was pretty much like block type where you go in and you just change the thing. If you are DIYing it, this might be a great option for you because it's very straightforward. It's just, changing things, changing buttons pretty much. Also use things like WordPress and WooCommerce, which is the e-commerce version of WordPress. I know WordPress is like the number one right now, and it's been for a long time. It's like the most common website platform out there, even more than Wix. It's really, really popular. Everybody that I talk to kind of knows this platform, or at least knows something about it. It was originally made for writing or blogging, so it has like a lot of capability where you can put a lot of it in there. But I did not like it. I saw a lot of videos. I tried to take courses on it and everything like that, but everything that I saw, you needed to make a lot of updates. You needed to have a lot of stuff. You needed to like all the time make maintenance on it, and I didn't like that portion of it. With Webflow, that's why I kind of went with Webflow, and I've heard other Webflow people around, and they say that they came from WordPress and they had to do so much maintenance. They had to update everything because the website had to be maintained all the time. So I didn't like that portion, honestly, and that's why I kind of grew away from WordPress a little bit. But yeah, I've used it before. I've used WordPress. I know how to edit everything. I also worked with WooCommerce, a WooCommerce website. So yeah, but I did not like it. If you are needing like blogs, that is the perfect place. Okay, so now which one should you go with? Pretty much to know which platforms you should use, you gotta think about if you are building this, or if a web designer is building this, or a graphic designer, and pretty much what is your budget, I would say, and also your goals. So you gotta think about if the platform meets your goals, meets your budget. That would be the platform to go with. I would suggest not going with the shiny stuff. Like a lot of them say it's free, it's easy, and then you go into it and you kind of build something, and then you have to pour your life into it. You don't know much about design or about copyright. You don't know how to write anything. So it's kind of tough out there, and I've been there myself. Like I said, I've been a graphic designer for the longest time. I also but I was a web design beginner once, and pretty much it was pretty hard to start, and just don't believe them when they say it's super easy, because yes, it's easy to make it, but it's not gonna reach your goals. So that would be my recommendation. It would be just to see what exactly fits you, fits your goals, your budget. And then I would also say look into portfolios. Like every single site or platform site has inside some sort of portfolio where all the designers, they showcase the designs other people made. So that way you kind of see if those designs are to your liking, if that fits you. You can go into their pages. Like I know Webflow has one, Editor X has one. I've actually looked into it. But you can look at portfolios that other people have done with that platform itself. Okay, and to summarize, pretty much what I would say to a DIYer is go with Wix. And if you are hiring a professional, you want to do it right the first time, then I would say hire a professional, go with Webflow. And pretty much Webflow, like I said, you can have everything built, customized for you. It's not too expensive. And then you can also have everything where you can edit everything as if it were a Google Doc. So you can go in and kind of like change the videos, change the edit, change the text, change pictures. So that would be absolutely great. It has a lot of functionalities, a lot of tools that you can add, integrations, which I do a lot of it myself.